Good morning. Today I'm out of 50-pound bags in things like rolled barley. I've been out of 50-pound bags of milled peas for quite a while now because I was out of peas, but I got peas now. So my plan for the day, I'm gonna back the backhoe out of the shop here right now, scoop up this bag right here, and then get it in the shop, fill the 50-pound bags. Then I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna mill up a tote bag of peas and get them in the shop and fill them into 50-pound bags. So yesterday, I started building another frame to hold the bags open. Where's your hat? Where'd you put it? Come on! Where'd Dad put his gloves? Who's here, buddy? Who's here?
Dad, Papa's here. You gonna see Twerk?
You done?
Say hi. Oh, here.
Okay, so it is coming along. I didn't actually know how strong it had to be, but there was a welder guy here, and he was explaining it to me, and he said, you know, with the chains running to all four corners, this frame doesn't have to be that strong. You just have to keep it from collapsing in on itself, and actually all the weight of the bag is going to go to the four corners. And seeing how the bag only weighs, you know, maybe 2,000 pounds, that's only 500 pounds to each corner. So, you know, with that big skookum chain, as long as you get this, you know, this middle done semi reasonable, I guess, it should work. So I wasn't 100% sold on that, and I was just like, well, for sure, because I'm not a welder, this is going to just break for sure. But that original one I built, that's been like, in 3 years, it's never broke. The chains have broke a couple times, but that's because when I drive up to the auger, the chain that drives the auger was rubbing against the chain on there, and yeah, it cuts through pretty fast. So once I get this, I think I'm gonna use cables or something. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use to hold this one, you know, to the four corners. But I'm not gonna build it as heavy as that one, and I'm gonna see if it'll last. But I got a little bit more to do on this, and then I'm kind of excited to give it a test run. It could just bust instantly. Like I said, I'm not a welder, but we'll see. Next thing, I gotta make the pegs to hang the bag on. As far as the pegs, that one I use square tubing. This one I might use something like this. I'm not even sure where this came from, but we have a lot of it sitting here, so that would work. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Okay, so I got my new bag holder opener thing, whatever you want to call it. I got it all welded up. I think it's gonna work. I'm gonna get it hooked up here and give it a maiden voyage, so you'll be able to either enjoy the fact that it works or enjoy the fact that it just breaks and the bag falls off and spills and I get a whole bunch more work to do. Whatever you're into, like whatever gives you your kicks, if it's, you know, people's successes or people's failures, stay tuned. In about 4 seconds here, you're gonna see this working. our toes in. We're gonna go right 2,200 pounds. See if it'll hold up. Okay, well, that was probably the last thing that I expected was going to break, because this chain was just hanging over on the wall, and it was one long piece of chain, so I assumed it was like a solid chain. And if you see, the chain broke, and not even in a, like, not in the middle or anything. It just, I'm not sure if it was hitting the auger or what, but yeah, it broke unnaturally. So anyways, very weird. All the welds held up, all the pegs didn't break off or nothing, so I'm gonna call it mostly a win. So I'm not sure if this chain was like, if some of these links were cut here or something for some reason. I don't know. I have a feeling that was more like human error and like neglect from, or negligence, not looking at if that chain was even a complete long chain. But anyways, that's why we have spares. I'm just gonna grab my other one. I'm gonna take it over. I got 3 bags to make. I want to make them before it gets dark. It's already about 3:30. Gets dark pretty quick, so it'll take me an hour or 2 to make those bags. I'll make them up, then I'll come back in here, patch this thing back up. I think it's gonna work, and we'll use it on the next trial. It's 5:30. I got all the bags I had to make made. I got a couple loaded up. Had a nice chat with the guy. So while I was talking to Buddy out there, I was, it's in the back of my mind, like, why did those chains break? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So, and then, then I had to burst out laughing. This chain was, it's not like a lifting chain. That's not what it's for. What it was it was part of this chain right here that runs the chain hoist. The chain was too long, so I cut it off because it was hitting the floor when you ran the chain hoist. So I cut it off, and I made it shorter. Yeah, it's not a chain for lifting or pulling at all. It's a chain for running a chain hoist. So that's definitely why it failed. I also got thinking, like, when I started this project, on my old one, and I even did it on this one too, like a bonehead. I ran the chain from one side all the way to the other side, and then in an X. What I should have done is ran the chain from here to the middle and just attached to each one individually to that clevis. And then, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I do have some heavy duty, what do they call it, aviation or cable or whatever. Basically just like winch line. So I'm gonna use that, I think. I got a crimper and everything, if I have enough. All right, so that's how it looks now. I got all that little chain or whatever that was cut off of there. I had found these big chain links, so I cut them in half, and I welded half on each side to make the loops to run the cable through, and then the cable runs to that clevis. It picks up nice and straight, so I'm thinking that's gonna be better than those chains that obviously were rated for nothing. But it is 7:30 now. That's going to be it for me tonight. So, to everybody that watches, thank you, and we'll see you all on the next one.